Good afternoon, everyone, and also like to say how delighted I am to be here hosting our AGM in Dublin in the south for the first time in our history. Just a special word of thanks to Amanda as a member of the RDS for facilitating us or affording us the opportunity to host the event here today. It does feel both fitting and symbolic indeed, in my own view at least, that it recognises the growing importance of our work down here in the Republic and the central role from very, very small beginnings it has played in our organisational development and expansion, particularly in recent years. At our core, we exist to serve communities. It's to ensure that accessing finance for community projects cannot be viewed as a barrier among those volunteers, but rather a catalyst for change. And this year, more than ever, that purpose has come vividly to life. We've reached record levels of lending, deploying almost €13 million across the island, capital which represents both opportunity, trust and our belief in those communities. We also approved a record 182 loans during 2025, with many scheduled to draw into 2026. And this clearly signals a growing demand for our service and a strengthening profile across both jurisdictions, north and south. In particular, the strong demand for FTC funding resulted in the early drawdown of a second €4.3 million tranche from the Department for Communities, and this was seen as an important vote of confidence in both our model and our delivery. It's very important to note that this growth is not incidental. It's consistent, measured and mission-driven. Over the last 6 years, our balance sheet has grown by an average of 9% each year. The number of new loans approved has increased by 9% on average each year. And every bit as importantly, our social value score has increased by an average of 13% annually. So this tells a powerful story about our growth in that while it's sustainable, it's also balanced and firmly anchored in our impact. We've not chased scale at the expense of purpose. We've grown while keeping our values front and centre. Our work with SMEs remains a vital part of our impact. Our long-standing collaboration with Enterprise Northern Ireland, delivering the Invest in I supported Northern Ireland Small Business Loan Fund, continues to perform strongly. Having completed all collections for NSBLIF 1 and completed all investment for NSBLIF 2, next year we'll be reporting on the progress of our third successive fund, NSBLIF 3, coincidentally, currently at dispersal stage. Together with our colleagues, we are supporting marginal SMEs, the backbone of our economy in Northern Ireland, providing essential access to capital. Over the course of 2025 alone, NSBLIF supported 43 businesses with capital amounting to €1.6 million. This brings the total value of NSBLIF support deployed to the end of 2025 amounting to £18.6 million across 701 deals. Once again, the fund has met and in many cases exceeded its KPIs, demonstrating the real effectiveness of this partnership-led delivery. Beyond direct finance, we continue to support people and communities in other ways. Through the IFI-funded network's 25 cross-border programme, expertly delivered by Michael Mullen, we worked with 10 communities through workshops, residentials and mentoring. This cross-border, cross-community programme, which built on the experience of Networks 23 and harped back to our starting point in the Republic over 20 years ago, provided for strengthened leadership, confidence and collaboration at a local level among many dedicated community-based organisations. Its success has already led to the launch of a new Peace-funded Changemakers pilot programme, which we look forward to reporting on next year. Another example of how this impact builds incrementally but meaningfully. During the year, we continue to support many non-loan client communities through our Community Fit giveaway, with 8 organisations benefiting during 2025. From St Genevieve's High School in Belfast down to Brian Boru's GA Club in Tipperary, this initiative, which sees up to €1,000 of sports gear provided to each community, may seem small in scale, but carries enormous value in strengthening community identity and participation. Access to capital remains critical to our ability to deliver financial support on the ground. In the south, we continue to benefit from strong support via the Irish banking sector and the Council of Europe Development Bank through our colleagues at the Social Finance Foundation. And I would like to pay a special tribute to CEO Garrett O'Donoghue, who is consistently generous with his time, insight and support, and often at a moment's notice. Having worked with the SFF for just short of 20 years, we value this relationship enormously, and we look forward to reporting on the supportive implication of a new enhanced credit line next year. Similarly, our collaborative arrangement in Northern Ireland with the team at the Department for Communities and their support to us in accessing an initial 13 million of financial transactions capital has been most beneficial to CFI and, even more importantly, a third sector facing substantial challenges in assembling project funding on a number of fronts. Our close working relationship with the Social Capital Loan Delegation at the Department for Communities, supported by the Strategic Investment Board, points to other positive opportunities which we look forward to presenting on next year. Behind the scenes, strong systems and discipline enable everything we do. Our finance team has once again ensured a clean and consistent audit record across all our entities, north and south. We continue to retain our ISO quality standards, ensuring excellence in service delivery. Equally, our client care and admin teams continue to deliver outstanding service, reflected in customer satisfaction ratings above 95%, and reinforced by the many positive testimonials publicly shared by our borrowers. And when these testimonials appear in local and national press unsolicited via our borrowers directly, then you know your team is creating something very special across society. I want to take a moment to recognise our lending team, who are truly best in class. Their work goes far beyond transactions, as we all know. They build long-term relationships, often working with communities from the earliest stages of an idea right through to fully realised projects. Our cumulative default rate of just over 0.6% after 25 years is no accident. It reflects responsible, thoughtful lending, honest and sometimes challenging conversations in cold community halls, cafes and wet playing fields, patience and flexibility when projects encounter difficulties, and a deep commitment to working alongside our clients. Not just lenders, our client relationship managers are more regarded as trusted partners, sounding boards and advocates for sustainable success with their client groups. Of course, people remain at the heart of everything. And as the Chair alluded to earlier, we said goodbye this year to Lita Nutt and Denise Collins. And we thank them sincerely for their contributions. And we welcomed Michael Mullen, whose energy and expertise have already added value via our cross-border programmes. And although she joined us in 2020, during 26, it would be remiss of me not to formally welcome our new Head of Marketing, Celine, as well. Celine brings ambitious plans to develop, with able support from Nikki in strengthening our brand and deepening the awareness of our work, and we're excited for what lies ahead in that respect. Our membership of FIBEA continues to connect us to like-minded organisations across Europe, enhancing our engagement with the European Commission and its instruments and aligning us with the wider ethical finance movement. These relationships are increasingly important as we scale our impact and broaden our horizons. As we look forward, we are imbued with confidence and clarity. Demand is growing for community finance. Expectations are also rising, but our mission remains unchanged. We will continue to expand access to finance where it is needed most, strengthen partnerships locally, nationally and across Europe, invest in communities and leadership, and remain steadfast in financing change that truly matters. In closing, I want to thank our board for their guidance, our partners and funders for their continued trust, and the communities we serve for their belief in what is possible. We continue to back ambition, resilience and community spirit in a fast, fair and flexible manner. And together with our borrowers, we are continuing to deliver meaningful and lasting impact where it matters most. Thank you all.